Hey everyone, welcome to the Roofing Resource Channel. I'm your host Hugh, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into one of the most popular shingles on the market, GAF Timberline HDZ. These shingles are widely used, especially here on the Grand Strand. And like with any product, they come with its pros and cons. In this episode, we will break down what works with HDZ shingles, where you might run into some trouble, and then what to look out for if you're looking for these on your new roof. Joining me today is a project manager here at Linta Roofing, Daniel Graves, who's going to be going into HDZ and just his experience with installing these on homes. So let's get into it. Daniel, thank you for being here and everything. We're just going to jump right into it. First thing I want to ask you is, what makes a GAF Timberline HDZ shingle popular among homeowners and roofers?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. I think there's always a debate on what's the best shingle, between the major manufacturers, especially in our area here and other parts of the country. And so I think that the HDZ, or the GAF HDZ Timberline shingle, it's just a great quality product. I mean, I think it hits a lot of the major points of concerns with homeowners in our area. And so I think a big thing that people love is just the 25-year algae warranty, especially in developments that have a lot of tree coverage, just because, that morning dew sits on one side of the roof longer and doesn't get that sun from the early hours of the morning that is going to kind of dissipate that. So that algae, extra copper infused, is going to be very good. I think another big thing is the LayerLock technology that GAF uses. I think one, it just increases the ability for wind resistance, but also gives installers a better chance of hitting that nailing zone between the bond line. Right, and so that's just going to be add value to the homeowners in our area that are concerned about storms and storm damage.
Now, with those features and everything, why do those features matter more in a place like here, like Myrtle Beach or the Grand Strand area, when it comes to the algae warranty, like the wind and everything like that?
Yeah, I think kind of just to reiterate myself is we live in a storm environment, right? And so people have concern around that all the time. And so I think it's a mixture of the LayerLock technology with a wider nailing zone, a better bond line, and between the two laminates, as well as some of that algae resistance. People want their roof to look newer longer, and part of that is just the algae resistance.
No, especially, just the salt air and the wind and just the humidity that we have here. I'm sure it's just a good product
just
for this area.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, next thing I want to kind of transition into just like the problems and complaints that arise with GAF Timberline HDZ shingles. What are the common complaints that we see or that you see, maybe some of the downsides that may come with this type of shingle?
I think not necessarily a downfall or a downside necessarily. Is some people just want different things out of their shingle, right? They want more curb appeal, and so then we're going to recommend them to a designer shingle, or maybe even a different line or manufacturer that has just a wider variety of color options, right? We're seeing, especially with GAF, is as years continue of installing the product, they're dwindling down the variety of shingle colors, right? And that's just because they now know what parts of the country purchase the same amount of each color. Right, so now they can cater more to what the actual need is without spending money on these oddball colors that only a few people really want, right? And so that's I won't say it's not really a downside, because it's not really affecting the quality of the shingle, but it's definitely a pain point for some customers.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Now, like what you had mentioned and everything, are these issues common or more of a niche concern?
I would say probably more of a niche concern. It's more dependent on it's just more dependent on the consumer itself. And so, I wouldn't think it's anything other than that.
Okay, well, let's kind of talk about, installation quality and like the warranty conditions. So first thing I want to ask into that is just how important is installer quality and warranty compliance when choosing HDZ shingles?
Yeah, I mean, I think regardless obviously we're talking about the GAF Timberline HDZ, but I think regardless of what product you're putting on, installation is the number one thing that gets true longevity out of roof. I tell people all the time, you can spend as much money as you want on a product, but if someone does a bad job installing it, then it's just not going to last, right? And so we see that all the time. A lot of, in our area, we have tons and tons of roofers, and not all of them are certified to install GAF shingles. And what that will do is limit the contractor on what warranties they can actually provide to a customer. And again, we always talk about the cheap install, the chuck in the truck, right? And what that can mean is if they're not using all of the proper accessories that GAF requires, that's going to limit them to the wind warranty, to the extended manufacturer material warranty. All of those things can be affected by a not qualified or installer doesn't do a quality job.
Okay. Now, you mentioned, the accessories and everything. How important is it to have GAF accessories when you're installing GAF HDZ shingles? Like, is there any way around that? Is it very important to make sure you keep with those specific accessories with GAF?
Yeah, the biggest thing is you want to always, this goes true to any shingle manufacturer. You typically always want to use that manufacturer's starter, and that manufacturer's hip and ridge cap.
Got you.
What that's going to do is that's going to ensure that your customer is going to get the wind warranty that's extended, right? If you don't have these proper accessories, I believe you'll still get the extended material warranty for the shingle itself, but it will disqualify it for some of the additional warranties provided.
So yeah, just bottom line, when it comes to warranties, you got to make sure that it's with that in order to get those.
You have to have a baseline amount for sure.
Gotcha.
Of accessories.
Okay. Well, let's move into our next thing. Let's talk about who this type of shingle HDZ would be a good fit for. Now, given everything that that we know, who would you say HDZ is ideal for, and who should consider maybe something different?
I think that the Timberline HDZ is probably going to be your best bang for your buck, right? And so what I mean by that, it's not the cheapest quality out there, but it's not going to be the most expensive either. There's some other ones that have different, curb appeals and things like that. And so if you just want a good roof that is going to give you some form of dimensional appeal without breaking the bank, I think that's going to be probably for most homeowners their best bet. And so I think that's probably for the person who wants it, that's going to be who wants it.
Gotcha.
Now for someone who, it's not going to be an ideal fit for, I would say someone who wants enhanced curb appeal, someone who wants a shake-looking roof or a slate-looking roof. It's just not going to be the best fit for them necessarily. And I also think of people that have like a very maybe unique design or aesthetic of their house. Sometimes it's just not going to be a great fit, and we'll recommend different products for that.
Okay. Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, last thing that I really want to talk to you about is just if a homeowner is looking to replace their roof and HDZ is on their mind as something that maybe they've been told that that's what they should go with. Maybe that's just, the list of ones that they're looking at. What kind of questions, as a homeowner considering HDZ, what kind of key questions or checks should they be doing before committing?
Yeah, I think there's some key questions that every homeowner should ask their contractor when dealing with GAF shingles itself. And one, I would just say, hey, do you have anyone in my neighborhood that you've already installed so I can just go look at it?
Yeah.
So I tell people the sample boards or even the online tools that they give you to show the color doesn't always give a true depiction. And so I tell people once that shingle's up there, it's up there, And so do your due diligence, see if they've installed anyone in your neighborhood or in the surrounding areas that you just go look at.
Gotcha.
I think that's the first thing. I think one, you always have to check and see what shingle colors are available in your region, right? So again, there's different regions and different colors are more popular. And so some areas will have more of one and less of another. And so, and again, just like at the start of the year, they're discontinuing some colors. They've already told us, right? So it happens all the time. And so there's not a shock to you and you're scrambling to find something else. Definitely look into that. And again, I think the last thing to really hit one that's important is making sure that that contractor is using the appropriate accessories made by GAF to ensure that you're getting the system that you deserve.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You'd mentioned colors and everything. One thing that I was just thinking is, say you're in like an area or like a zip code that maybe doesn't have the color that you may want with HDZ. Does that mean you cannot get that color, or does that just make it maybe a little more difficult to get that color to you?
It just makes logistically a little bit more difficult. It shouldn't necessarily cost a homeowner anymore. It just logistically, we may not be able to get it. It just won't be readily available, meaning we'll have to pull it from Tennessee or just other various plants that it's just more popular. Like for whatever reason, Hunter Green is just extremely popular in like Central America, Central United States.
Gotcha.
Hunter Green, Tennessee area, they love it for whatever reason. Probably because of the mountains. I don't know. And
feels like it'd be a good fit for like a log cabin or something.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd be surprised. So,
and one last thing that I did want to ask you, just as far as expected lifespan for these HDZ shingles, maybe more specific to our area, Myrtle Beach, like everything like that. What expected lifespan do you see out of HDZ shingles here?
Yeah. I think I'll say this: under perfect conditions. Not meaning that we're not going to have a storm or things like that, but as long as you don't have any true damage or a hurricane doesn't blow shingles off your roof, based on the climate, salt air, humidity, direct sunlight, extreme heat that we have, say a safe bet is typically always going to be 18 to 22 years on average. Some people may get more farther inland that you go. Some people just may get lucky, but that's what we see on average.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming, Daniel. Appreciate all the questions being answered and everything.
Thank you.
If you like this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your roofing questions. Want us to compare HDZ with premium shingles or even metal roofs? Let us know and we'll put together another deep dive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Roofing Resource Channel.